Hi trombones, today we're going to go over how to take your instrument out of the case and how to put it together. First thing I need you to do is make sure that your case is right side up. Make sure that the bell section or the largest section of your case is on your left. Okay, so I'm going to flip my latches up. If they're not flipping up, it means my case is upside down. And then very carefully open the lid of my case and place it back. Don't let it fall back, okay? We've already talked about in our last video, we talked about the slide section, the bell section, and the mouthpiece. We're going to start with the slide section. Some of you have your slide in the lid and you need to undo some latches or undo some Velcro to get it out. Watch me first and then I'm going to have you do that. When I take the slide out, I want to hold with two hands as I pull it out. So mine, I need two hands to get it out, and then I'm going to put my hand on the slide braces and sit it on the ground on the stopper, okay? Pause the video here and go ahead and take your slide out and hold it just like this, and then restart the video when you're ready to go. Once you have your slide out like this, I always want to hold on both of the slide braces right here. Keep my hand on both. That means I'm not going to accidentally pull it up and let the outer slide fall, okay? You want to keep that locked, but just in case, we're always going to hold our hand on both. Now, next thing I need you to do, remember we talked about the taller section being where the bell is going to go. I'm going to put the taller section on my left, okay? So I'm going to hold this where it's facing me. The taller portion is on my left. Then I'm going to take my left hand, okay, holding this with my right hand, and I'm going to take the bell portion out. Now, when I take the bell portion out, look right here. There is a brace right here to the bell. I want to grab where I'm going to get the most leverage. If I try to grab up here, I'm going to bend the bell as I get it out of the case. If I grab right here, this other side is too heavy and I can't do it. So watch me first. I'm going to grab right here where the brace is, closest to the bell. So hand follow down on the bell, grab the brace, and I take this out. Now, remember this was on my left, and I'm holding the bell section with my left hand. I'm just gonna place it on like this. It's a straight line. Now this isn't how we play the trombone, but it gives us a good way to make sure that we get it correct. Then all I'm going to do before I tighten any screws, I take my left hand and I move it forward until this makes an L. So my bell is facing away from me, okay? And this open part where the mouthpiece is gonna go is on my right. When I'm positive that this is correct, it makes an L, not a weird, just part of a square, but it actually makes an L to me with the bell on the left. Then I'm going to go ahead and tighten this screw so that my bell section is not going to fall off. Notice that I have always kept my hand on the upper and lower slide braces on the slide. My hand doesn't have to stay here all the time, but my hand does have to stay here. So now, if I were to pick this up, it's all attached and ready to go. I'm gonna turn back towards you now, okay? So now that this is on my left, notice this goes on the mouthpiece goes in this other hole. I'm going to take my mouthpiece, and when I take my mouthpiece, I just sit it in. I don't need to press it in. I certainly don't need to hit it in, or you're going to get your mouthpiece stuck. So all I'm going to do is set it in. I'm actually gonna give it just a tiny, tiny, tiny turn just to make sure it's there. But if you press or hit your mouthpiece, then it's going to get stuck and I can't help you get it unstuck, okay? So this is how we put the trombone together. You should be standing just like I am, or sitting just like I am, kind of on the floor with it upright, just like this. Now we're going to learn how to take it apart before we do anything else, okay? Mouthpiece comes out first and goes straight into the case. Notice my hand is still on the slide braces. That's very important. Next, I'm going to unscrew the bell section, okay, until that comes all the way off. My hand goes right back to where I talked about before, from the bell onto this brace to make sure that I have a good hold of this. We're going to take this and very carefully place it back into the case exactly the way it came. Make sure that it's exactly the way it came. Now, last thing, my slide is going to go right back into the case exactly the way that it came out. If I tried to put it in upside down, it wouldn't work. If you happen to have a case like mine, you'll notice that the spit valve or the water key always has to face up when I put it back in the case. If you have one of the others, it should just go in exactly the way you took it out, okay? I'm gonna put this back in the case, close, and triple check that I'm actually latching the latches. I would hate for you to go pick up your case and the latch fall out and then your trombone falls out. That's it. That's how you put together and take your trombone apart.